Okay. Got a lot of energy here. I really feel like I got a lot of tuning, whatever that means. Um, and we appreciate you for being here with us today. All right, Emily, you feel like you want to go back up and see what Al's got to say, where he wants to take us next?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. And all right, let's go back up to Al. We'll get him down here and have him pick us up then. See what our next stop is. Tell me when we're back on Al. Or in Al, or with Al, or maybe Al, or whatever you call it.
Okay. We
All right.
are.
Okay, so Al, where do you want to go next? What's the next stop?
She's getting distracted because there's noises outside.
All right, let's take a moment. We'll take a little break here. Just relax for a few moments. I feel like I want to get up and stretch my legs anyways and refresh my water. And
Yeah.
those noises are not going to bother you. There's nothing happening. Everything's fine. And just take a moment to just relax and absorb all that we've learned already and get used to that tuning
Okay.
energies, okay? I'll be back.
Okay.
This one. Oh. Awesome. Whew. All right, how are you feeling?
Uh, I'm good. I just got up to pee and I had to look outside because
Sure, sure. See
like
the,
something was going on and it's ironic it was my computer getting dropped off. So it's here now, but
so we're not going to think about that right now. I
yeah.
also don't want you to take any time to process all that we've learned here. You have the rest of your life to do that.
No, I didn't do that. I stayed in this space. Like I even walking around I felt like so heavy. It was weird. And like yeah, I knew that I would be able to go right back there. In fact, I can already see like out.
And right here, we'll ground ourselves as a guy a bit later on and get ourselves back in the body fully. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a moment to practice our new skill. We're going to bring in some of that pink energy from the Madonnas. Okay,
Okay.
so let's feel that surrounding us. Oh, and I can feel it feels wonderful and great and
Oh
calming.
yeah. You feel it too?
Oh yes, I can really feel it, really feel it, and it's bringing me down because that light energy got me kind of high a little bit.
Oh.
Tuning station, yeah, I was really feeling that, but now I'm really feeling. I can feel it in my hands, all over my body. That pink energy is very nice and calming. And
Yeah.
okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna count you down from 3 to 1. I'm gonna snap my fingers, and we're gonna be right back on Al, getting ready to go to our next station. We're gonna go
Okay.
3, 2, 1, back on Al now.
Oh yeah, I'm there. Good.
So now, Al, can you take us to our next destination, please?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. I really appreciate you. And
Oh,
by the
we're
way,
like sorry, go ahead.
where are we heading to?
We're like beelining to Andromeda.
Hmm. Okay, yeah, that's right. Lyra was halfway there, right?
Something like that, he says. Andromeda is very far away,
Okay.
farther than we realize, but in human space.
Right.
But
The way.
in space, it's nothing.
Okay.
But we're already we're there. I can see like it's like the photos of where it looks like a hole, like a colorful hole or whatever portal. Maybe
Okay.
is a
So
better word.
at Andromeda, it's a hole. It's a portal.
Well, yeah, it's the portal that you enter. It's a different galaxy than we were just in.
So let's go through this portal and see where we end up, and you can just tell me your first impression when you get there.
Oh wow, there's a lot going on in here.
What do you mean?
There's just like a lot of planets with a lot of life on them. Lots of lights, like cities, and lots of colors. It feels
And
busy.
okay. And what do you feel drawn to? What's really grabbing your attention first?
It's kind of like when you said that the planets like all they went into this formation like a stick of geometry, almost like that tree of life or something, which I don't know much about, but it looks like that, like where there's a point on the top,
Mhm.
and I want they're each a planet, and we're headed for that, like the point on
Okay.
the top.
Okay. Well, let's go there now and see what it looks like when we get right up close to it.
It's like golden.
And we're at the top of something.
Well, there was like a formation of planets that looked like a geometric shape, and if you were looking at it on like a piece of paper, it would be at the top. But since
Mhm.
we're multidimensional, it was straight in front of us.
Right. And so, do you feel like this formation are these constructed items, like what we call man-made, or is this just natural items that just happen to be in this shape, like planets?
Um, no, they're planets. They're like, is
So
that what you're
Andromeda
asking?
is a system of planets. It's not one particular planet.
Well, it's a galaxy. There's like
It's a whole galaxy.
more space in here.
So are we still on Al then?
Well, Al took us. Yeah, we still are.
If you could just take us to where we're meant to be, where the most information is waiting for Emily today.
Yeah, we're going to that gold planet. There's just one in particular that we went in a straight line to,
Okay.
and yeah, it's like very golden and like bumpy.
Like, do you mean like mountains or buildings, or what do you mean bumpy?
Um, just very textured. We're in the atmosphere, but we're not like on it yet. And there's a lot of golden like dust, but it's not dust. It's like cloud particles, and um, yeah, it's just the ground from here looks very textured.
Mhm.
Like I can't tell yet if it's canyons or maybe it is. It's like a system of canyons and valleys and maybe rivers.
Okay. And we just want to relax, go back into that state of allowing, ask for some clarity, and allow it to unfold as we get closer. And just keep giving me your impressions as we're getting near.
Um,
So we're going to the gold planet. Out of curiosity, are the other planets seem to be different colors?
yeah.
And can you see how many planets there are?
Well,
Five.
there's like in this little system, like this little solar system or whatever it is. I don't know if it's a solar system, but
Is
it's
there a
like a
sun?
grouping of planets, kind of like how Pleiades was a group of planets or Lyra, but it's in a different galaxy. So, it, I mean, it looks similar to the ones like how we think of them in Earth's galaxy, but like I see one is blue, one's red, one's green,
It's interesting.
orange. Yeah,
We're heading to the
there's
gold.
yeah, we're going to the gold one.
And are you starting to tell if there's like signs of life on this planet? Is it inhabited?
There's definitely light on it, but I feel like it's hard to get there.
Well, we can trust Al. We know he knows the way.
It does, yeah.
He can get us anywhere we need to be. And let's go ahead and speed that up and let's get to the spot where we need to be.
Almost like we're going into the center of it or something.
Interesting. Does it seem like the planet is like a gaseous planet, like it's not solid, or it's just that even though it is solid, we're able to pass through it?
Oh, it might not be solid. I never thought of that. It's hard to tell. It's like
So what
dusty.
you see as texture might be things like bubbling up or something like, or energy kind of shooting out or something like that.
Yeah, it's like there's life, but it's not really like forms.
Okay. And let's see what it looks like when we get to the center or where we're going then. And when you get there, just tell me your first impressions of the place. what you're passing through on the way as well.
Just like, yeah, it's like colorful energy, like gold and white.
Gold and white,
Yeah,
and it's not solid.
I don't think so.
And we're still with Al as we're passing through all this.
Yes.
And what kind of a vibe are you getting off of this place? Is everywhere else we went, it had a different color associated to it and a different vibration, gut feeling that you got about it. What's the vibe you're getting off this place?
I don't know. I think it's like a void or something.
Say that again.
Almost like a void. Like I'm not getting anything at all.
All right. And where we're going, are we meant to see any creatures, or what are we going to meet when we get there? Al can probably tell you.
Yeah, we're almost just like dissipating and just becoming like part of the gold and white.
So we're kind of expanding and joining it, similar to the way that you expanded and joined Al, just a bigger version.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
So sort of a state of unity with this giant ball of light. Do
yeah.
you feel like it's a sun or a planet?
Oh, yeah, it could be a sun.
Well, I know they've got those gas planets too, and I mean, there's a lot of different forms of planets that you or I wouldn't know about. So
Yeah.
just use your knowing and tell me if it feels more like a star or a planet.
I think maybe it's a star.
Very interesting. And yet to us, we feel safe and protected, and it doesn't feel hot or anything like that.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like much of anything. It's just like I said, almost like a void, but not bad. It seems neutral.
Okay. I wonder if it might be some form of transport, like when we get to the center, if it's just going to teleport us somewhere else or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, let's see if we can get to where we're going here. How big is it? It's been a long trip here.
Yeah,
Is it bigger than our planet?
no,
Is it as big as the moon?
maybe.
Maybe somewhere in between?
Yeah, maybe.
And are you feeling any activity or any other beings that are there or around?
Um,
Do you feel like this small sun, is what we're calling it right now, has its own sentience, similar to the way Gaia does?
yes.
And can we communicate with it?
Maybe we should try. I can't tell.
Let's give it a try. Say, hi there, golden sun, can you talk to me or something?
Okay, it says yes.
Hello there. First of all, do you have a name or is there something that I can call you and we could talk a little bit?
It's just kind of glowing.
It's flowing.
Yeah.
And have we reached the center yet?
I I mean, it's more like we're not like separate from any part of it.
So we're just everywhere and nowhere all at the same time.
Um, yeah, kind of.
You feel like that you have expanded out at all, or are you still within Al?
Al's here.
Okay. Can we ask Al to describe to us the significance of this place and why we've been brought here and what we were meant to see and experience?
I think Al said something about ask the higher self or
Let's do that now because we
look for
haven't.
the higher self here or something.
I've
Yeah.
been slacking on that anyways. I'd like to ask for Emily's higher self to come in now. Um, do I have permission to speak with Emily's higher self?
Yes.
Okay. And is this the higher self here?
Yes.
All right. I thank you for coming in to talk to us. We appreciate you. Okay, and can you tell us what we were brought to this place to learn?
This this is the closest to home you can get today and yeah, today and maybe any time on earth. It's
Mhm.
the closest to source and the closest to the real home.
And is this a star or a planet, or is it something entirely different?
It's something different.
And it does have its own sentience as well, is that right?
You could say that, but it's it's very close to just being almost pure energy.
Okay. And this is a golden white energy that we're currently experiencing, is that right?
Yes.
So far today, we've been on a wonderful journey, and anything you had to do with that, I appreciate it. We learned about pink and we learned about blue. Can you teach us something about this golden white energy and the significance it plays in a human's life?
All colors are in these colors. And
Because it's so close to source, everything radiates or emanates from here and then steps down into a different color as it goes farther away. Is that what I'm hearing?
yes, and the white reflects all the colors. And whenever you need something and you need any assistance and you don't know what, you can ask for the gold and white
Okay.
light. Um,
Because they're kind of
and
universal catch-alls. They'll work for whatever you need.
yes, you can create with them. They can be anything you want them to be, or even if
Mhm.
you don't know what you want or need.
Right, right. So if I knew that I wanted something based around love, I would ask for pink. But if I didn't know what I need, I would just ask for gold or white, and it would be just as good. It would give me whatever I
Yes,
need. Oh, that's wonderful. It's very interesting.
you could even ask for both at the same time.
Okay, okay. And you know, I just started asking questions. I'm supposed to be very nice to the higher self and ask if it's okay if I ask questions. Is it okay if I ask some questions, higher self?
Yes,
Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Could you start a body scan for us, please?
already started.
Okay, great. And everything seems to be going fine. And anything I need to know about or that we'd want to talk about or find interesting?
we're just releasing a lot of tension that's like stored in here.
Mhm. Maybe some of those doubts and fears as well.
Yes.
Wonderful. And we've got some questions of hers too that we might not have gotten asked yet. So let's go through these real quick. Let's see what we have not been asked yet. What are Emily's greatest healing abilities, and how can she develop them to use them for the highest good of all?
Still no, she's getting there. She's getting these sparks of like interest in things that she's dabbled in the past, like energy work and Reiki, and she
Mhm,
will find the right things and the right teachers at the right times. There's definitely a piece of it
mhm,
in Croatia, and that time will go by fast, and
mhm.
there will she will know.
Okay.
It doesn't
Okay.
need to be any clearer than this.
Sure. Sure. And can you tell us about why was she called to Croatia, and she's feeling the urge to go there?
Well, there's like an ancestral heart connection of some kind. It's like a you can definitely call on the dolphins for this. It's
Are
all
there
related.
dolphins around that area naturally?
I'm not seeing any,
But we can.
but their energy is there.
But what's there?
Their energy is there.
All right, perfect. Maybe if you can move the microphone a little better so I can hear just
Oh,
a hair better. I couldn't hear quite as good now.
is that better?
Oh my God, that's so much better.
Oh,
Wait,
sorry.
wait,
It's
wait.
tangled or something. Hang on.
Okay, now, can you talk to us a little bit more about how the Bosnian pyramids were built and who did it and who helped them and why?
Yes, it was some early humans, and there's kind of like a star collective from different places in the cosmos that were guiding them.
So it wasn't for a reason that the humans knew or wanted to. They were just guided and they just did it and didn't know why.
Can you say that again?
Um, it didn't have so much to do with a goal that the humans had in mind. They were more like a tool to make it happen. Is that right?
Well, at that time they had direct contact with
Mm,
other beings, so they did know what they were doing.
okay. And what were they doing? What was the point of the pyramid? What purpose does it serve?
To pull up something from the earth.
Maybe energy of some sort?
Yes.
We were talking about earlier, we see pictures of that with a big beam of light shooting out of the top of the pyramid. Um, where would that have been
Yes.
going? Where would the light be shooting to?
It's a source, but oh, the pyramids are kind of like a buffer too,
Okay.
kind of like how the dolphins are.
To like it's like a step down, like a transducer or a capacitor of some sort for energy that's coming in to make it at a palatable, bearable level.
That's part of it. That's not all of it.
What else is there?
It's like they're they have something to do with the people didn't know this at the time, but with protection for us, for humans during these times and like for the last few hundred years when the it's something to do with like protecting from the artificial grid. Like it's like a transmitter from the real grid
Mhm.
to keep our connection to it and keep pyramids are like keeping the connection with source to earth and humans.
So at the
They
time, it was known that we'd be going through these times, that somebody was going to try and prevent us from ascending. And so it was put in ahead of time as kind of a protection, I guess.
yeah, not just these times now, but this is, there have been thousands of years of this, people trying to ascend, and
I
it's
heard from
it's
Gaia
like, oh, I was just saying that the pyramids, all of the pyramids act as sort of antennas in the way that dolphins do.
so if they're in Egypt or South America or under the ocean, they all serve the same basic purpose.
Yes.
Were they all made at the same time, or did the Bosnian one come first, and then the Egypt ones, and then the South America, or what's the order?
They did not come at the exact same time, but they came when the people of that area were ready, and that was different for each place. They did come in some kind of order. Um, it was like Gaia pushed up some energy in that spot around that time to try and make a connection for some reason. Um, I don't know if we're supposed to know all of this. It's
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
yeah,
But
about who was first. It doesn't matter. It's kind of yeah, it doesn't matter at all. It all
but
happened at the right time.
what I'm hearing is that when Gaia decided it was the right time in a certain place, she would essentially send out a signal, and some off-world beings would come and help with the process. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, she has communication with them.
And one time when Emily was standing on top of the pyramid, she could feel some energy that was very unique to her. Can you tell us what was happening then?
That was that was the energy. It's like Gaia's energy mixing with energy from source.
So it's coming from both
Yeah.
directions.
Yes, it is. And that's what that feeling is like that she was describing to you earlier.
And is this something that almost anybody would experience that goes there, or is it something that you have to be kind of a certain vibration to feel it?
You have to be a certain vibration to end up there. And then not
Oh,
that it's um yeah, you have to
so what I'm hearing
not
is if you're somebody that was called to be there, you'd probably have that same type of experience if you were at that place. And if you weren't somebody that was called to be there, then you wouldn't even be there anyways.
yes, like sometimes people go there
Mhm.
who are called in kind of a different way
Mhm.
and maybe don't feel anything. Some people don't aren't sensitive to it or haven't been attuned to it yet, and that's okay too.
Yeah, yeah. Are there different
And
times a day when it's stronger or weaker also? Seems like the morning time is what I'm thinking, or before dawn or something like. There's some time I've seen it like when they show you pictures of that energy beam coming out. It's stronger at a certain time of day, or maybe certain lunar phase. I don't know. Can you talk about that?
well, that picture was photoshopped, but
Right.
um, it's pretty much always the same, but it kind of responds to the people that go there and that live around there.
So if you
So
had a big group, it would be different than if just one person went by himself.
it could be. It depends on the group and what their intentions are, and yeah, it is. People experience it very differently. That's for sure.
That's wonderful. Um, Talking about the mission in Croatia, she felt some connection with her great grandmother, Anna. We just want to make sure she's not trapped in any way or needs any help from Emily when she gets there.
Emily has been helping her. She has helped her, and she is completing something when she goes back.
Okay. And that's part of the reason
But
that she's being drawn there.
yes, but there's nothing to worry about. Anna's fine now, and completion will be even better.
And then Anna will be one of her guides, I'm guessing, after that, or
Yes,
maybe already is.
yes, she is.
Wonderful. That's great. Nothing better than a great grandmother to have around. We were curious about in that area back in the well. First of all, I guess they had 100 years of warfare, and we always hear these wars are engineered. We wonder if that was all that strife and turmoil there was because of the energies that are in that area and people wanting to slow down our ascension or something like that. Can you tell me why there's been so much strife and conflict in that area?
Oh, yeah, it's the energies. You can think of them kind of like an earthquake. They were brewing below the ground, and they had to release much in the way that like an earthquake or a tsunami
Mhm.
is a release, but it came through the people instead.
Oh,
And even before those wars,
mhm.
many, many years back, there were other ones. There was a lot of migration in that area.
Uh-huh.
The Bosnians are they're like a different race almost than the others in that area. They're
Interesting.
more sensitive. They have more,
Mhm.
um, they're not like the native people. They're mixed. They are, but they're not the only native people of that land. It's like there was like an underground, like underwater civilization there. And the pyramid energy is kind of related to what came out that caused the war. It's like it came out in different ways.
Mhm. So maybe the pyramid was trying to focus this in a more positive direction, but there's just so much there that it wasn't able to.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's definitely that's part of it. The war would have been much worse without the pyramids being there.
Oh,
That
very interesting.
whole that whole place would probably be gone. It
Mhm.
might even be underwater or something
Okay.
if those hadn't been built. They needed to be in that exact spot.
It's
And
almost like
something's lined up. Oh, now I'm seeing something is lined up there. Like
mhm,
the pyramids are lined up with something.
maybe a star system, some
Maybe
constellation.
I can't I can't tell you exactly what. There's an alignment there.
And there's several pyramids there, right? Not just the one.
Yes, there's a whole valley of pyramids. There's
Okay.
5 or 6.
5 or 6. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. And are there some that still haven't been discovered yet there?
I don't think so, but that's not very clear.
Okay, that's fine. And there's something else I wanted to ask about this. Okay, so the way I'm hearing this, it reminds me of something that I was getting from another session the other day, which was they were talking about is that the ascension energies are coming into the planet right now, and sometimes people will feel that as kind of tension or anxiety, and yet people that would meditate a lot will feel that same energy is more of a blissful type of thing. And so what I'm feeling like is that if those people back then had been of kind of a higher vibration, those energies that were coming up from the planet might not have made them feel so anxious or violent. Does that seem right?
Yes.
Okay, very interesting. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Um,
they, yeah.
okay. And I want to ask a couple more of her questions here too. And she wants to know what's the best way for us to connect to source directly, if that's possible.
Yeah, you can just imagine going up out of, into the light that is source. Or you could just go through the dolphins or the Madonnas or
Great. Or this
anyone you
place that we're at right now.
yeah, or anyone you feel comfortable going through. But all you have to do is think source and you're there.
Perfect. Perfect. Just a moment here. She has some questions about Lyme disease. Is this is there more to Lyme disease than we know?
Yes.
Tell me about it, please.
It's like it was implanted in ticks to give to people to lower the vibration.
Mhm. Is this something that got
And
out of control by accident, or was this the plan all along, just the way it's working?
it did get out of control by accident in a few areas. Yeah, it's not good.
Is there anything that we can do to heal this or alleviate it to make it so that maybe the ticks aren't carrying it anymore or people aren't as affected so much by it? Is there anything we can do to help the situation?
There is something um that's not very clear to me.
Hmm.
But there's definitely nature involved, like, well, obviously, but
Does it come back to healing the land like we were talking about from maybe from, the way we were talking about dead Indians in my area? Somebody could go out in the areas that are affected by Lyme disease and have the intention of healing the land itself, and then that would help.
yes, it is. It's a nature imbalance. But
So,
I can't tell right now. I don't, does the higher self have different levels of clarity? Because I feel like mine isn't super clear. Like there's something being held back, or like, can we ask for more?
yes,
Like more higher self
yes.
clarity or something? Okay.
I'd like to ask for the higher self to come in again to try to anchor yourself into this body just a little more than you are right now so that we can talk a little more directly with you. I know we had you real good earlier, and let's just bring back in the higher self now. I'm going to count from 3 down to 1. Snap my fingers. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got the higher self again?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, higher self. First of all, higher self, I run into this a lot with these sessions where guides can come in real easily. Glowing balls of light can come in real easy, but the higher selves often are less clear than the other entities that I'm speaking with. Can you tell me why this is?
It's when the person has looked for guidance outside of themselves. They want to see, you know, people or fairies or wings or stuff like that. They're looking outside of themselves,
Mhm.
but the higher self is from within yourself.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that's why it's more clear for certain people.
Yeah, so it's not like it's harder for our higher self to communicate than anything else. It's more of the person is holding it back.
Yes. I mean, sometimes, yeah, exactly. The higher self is trying to communicate and the person can't hear, or they do and they say, oh, that's not right. Their thinking mind comes in and
Okay.
it gets stronger. You can make it stronger, like the more you practice
And
listening
as
to your
I'm in the
higher self.
middle of a session, is there a way for me to make it stronger if I feel the higher self kind of coming in and going out like we were having in this session?
Just you can focus on the higher self helping the person to release whatever it is that's blocking the connection a little.
Right, because it's probably some form of doubt or fear or uncertainty that is causing them to, because they feel that connection so much differently than every other one, they get concerned, and then that's what the problem is.
Yes, that is part of it.
Thank you. Um, moment here. I feel like we've gone through most of our questions. I do have a couple standard ones that I want to ask that I try to ask everybody, but before I do that, I want to make sure that the body scan is going good and that everything's going to be fine there as it should be.
Yes, it is. Everything is just working out knots, little knots.
Working out little knots, okay.
Yeah, little knots of tension and things like that.
There's some energy blockages or just in the muscles.
A little bit of both.
So when she's done with this session, she should probably feel pretty good after maybe taking a nap or something.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's excellent. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here and working with me like this.
Oh, no
Now,
problem.
yes, yes. Now, higher self, I would like to ask you a few questions here. First one is, have Emily and I ever met before or been in a past life together at the same time?
You have, yes.
When and where was that?
It wasn't on Earth.
Well, we've been to a lot of planets today, so okay, so it was another time. All right, and is there anything you would like to say about the event or the shifting of our beautiful mother Gaia for some people that aren't so familiar with that yet?
I would say, well, it's happening and you're on the right track, both of you. And it's okay to talk to people about it if you use discretion. And a lot of the people around you right now are around you because maybe they're unaware, but on some level they are aware of changes and they want to know more about it. And you'll be surprised. Some people will love that you're telling them about it and will want to know more and will come to you with questions that you can answer.
So,
And
go ahead, go ahead.
you're going to know things a lot more easily. Like even in these sessions, beings will come through clearer, higher self will come through. It's only getting easier in that way. And
Wow, that's
there's
such a
nothing to,
blessing. I like
yeah,
this has started out really good for me to begin with. I can't believe it would get any better.
yeah, I mean, there's nothing to worry about. It's gonna take its course, and don't worry about the people who don't seem to be coming with. They'll be fine too.
In their own time.
Whatever happens for them is perfect.
Okay, and then when we post videos of these, like the Higher Self Collective will make sure that the people that would benefit from the information are going to see those videos, right?
Yes, definitely.
Good. I would love it if you guys would bring people to them that need them. Okay, and let's see here. Are there any activations or upgrades that we can do for Emily today? I think we've already asked this, but I want to just make sure.
Yeah, and we're doing a little more with the body scan too. There's new light coming in where anything that is being removed is getting filled with something better.
So we're filling that space back up. We're not just leaving a void.
Yes, and that will set everything off activating that needs to be. All the DNA.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Just a moment here. Is there any messages that you would like to give to the practitioner, me, as I move along this path? Any guidance or advice? Go ahead.
Yeah, you're doing great. You're gonna have more of the right people coming to you, and every one of them has a message for you too. You'll both gain healing from each one.
Wonderful. Okay. Thank you very much there. Okay. And is there any message that you would like to give to Emily while we still have you here? Because I feel like I'm about out of questions. Is there anything else she needs to learn on this journey that we've been taking, or anything anywhere else that we should go?
We need to go back to Earth, and she needs to focus on being there, even with the excitement and the confirmation of all these planets.
Yes, we learned a lot.
It's always been hard for her to be fully on Earth, and in a sense, she's never fully there. So we need some extra grounding
Okay, we'll
for
do that.
her, and maybe something that she can do to ground herself daily or frequently.
Okay, so maybe a walk, going outside and joining my Earth Keepers Alliance and doing a little healing of the land she's on.
Yeah, that will be very helpful for grounding for her and for the land.
Yes, that's what we want. We always say we take responsibility for healing ourselves and the lands we walk on, right?
Yes.
That should feel okay. So we'll talk about that after the session for sure. Also, in these sessions, it almost always seems like there's somebody that has been dying to talk to the client, and that's almost who always sent them to me. Is there anybody, maybe the great grandmother or some other ancestor or a different guide that has just been dying to say something to Emily?
There's someone I can't figure out. There might be a few.
Okay.
There's just like a massive energy that wants to say
Okay.
something.
Let's bring this energy through. I'm going to count down 3 to 1 again. 3, 2, 1. Bring that energy through. Hello there. Are you there? Can you hear me? Hi. Are you a male or female? Or a group?
I can't tell.
What is it that you wish to say to Emily today that you've been wanting to say for a long time?
We're guiding you. It is a group.
Okay.
Yeah, we're guiding you, and you're on the right track, even though it might not look like it at all. It is.
Okay.
It's
She's
the right
protected
path.
as well?
Yes, very.
Good. She's going to know what to do when she gets to places and when to do it?
As long as she asks and allows it, which can be tough for her to do and remember. But if she practices asking and allowing guides in daily, then it will be easier to do.
Will we refer to this group as her guides or her team, or How may we refer to them so that we can call them in the future?
This is the team.
The team? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this team would include guides, ancestors, angels, and ascended
Yeah.
masters, such.
Mm-hmm. We're all here.
Wow, that's wonderful. What an honor to speak to you. And is there anything else that she needs to know about her trip to Croatia and what she's supposed to be healing there when she's there?
She needs to look for that herself.
Okay. So she'll just be able to feel it.
She will, yes. It won't be hard, but we can't just tell her.
You know, that would take all the fun out of it. We wouldn't want that
Yeah,
anyway.
we'll be there though.
I love you guys. You're awesome. I can really
Oh,
feel
we love you.
great energy. It's really impressive.
Mhm.
Okay, and is there anything else that you wanted to say to her or me or anybody that might be watching this video in the future?
Well, hang in there. This is sort of, there are some lower vibrations around right now and coming in, and they're for a reason. They want to be healed too. So
Mhm.
if you're in a lower place at any time, look for what you're supposed to be doing and find the good and send out the energy.
I would like to ask at this time that any vibrations that are around Emily, that are lower, that want to be healed, or that are around the house or the lands where she's at this time, I would like to ask for any healing that could be brought in for them that will serve the highest good.
It's done.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And just a moment here. All right. I would like to thank the higher self, the collective, the angels, light beings, and everyone else who came through in the session today for Emily. Much appreciation is given for the information you were able to bring forward today and help her. And you are wide awake now. Take a deep breath. Tell me how you feel.
Pretty good.
Oh man,
I
I'm so
can feel
glad that we can record this because not I like I'm fully 100% conscious, right? I can't remember it all.
Really? Is that how it works?
We went so many places, saw so
I
many.
know.
Man, we're like space trucking.
We were on Uncle Al or whatever his name was. Al, you can call me Al.
Well, Al, but no.
That was funny.
Andromeda Al.
Yes, Andromeda Al. Oh my goodness.
Oh, shake that off. Getting all kinds of chills, all kinds of different energies were going through me.
You too? Do you get a
Oh,
lot of it when you do this?
you know, they have this old saying. They say that there's two kinds of people, right? There's kind that need an hour of therapy a week, and the ones that need 40 hours of therapy a week, and those ones become therapists, right? But but the thing is that in this line of work, every time you ask for a body scan, you get one too. Every time there's healing done, you get it too. When there's energies being exchanged, you get it too. And there was like certainly at some points I was just an observer. I was just like, oh, let's go along, see what we see here. And at other times I was like, wow, I can really feel that. When we went to that the tuning room, like I was getting tuned up like I felt like even like more than you were, like you were already tuned or something, and I needed it more. I'm not sure, but
well, I had been there.
oh, see,
I don't know.
right. Oh, you've been there before?
Well, that's what they said.
Oh, yeah, right. And let's see. And then when we were first putting you back into trance, we took a little bit of a break, and I was saying, hey, let's bring in some of that Madonna energy, and I could really, right then, I was really feeling that too, and that was right after that.
Yeah, that was the strongest part for me, was the Madonna.
Isn't that funny?
I can't even say that name. It just cracks me up every time.
Well, I suppose you can always call them the Rose Quartz beings too, right?
I could call them any of the things they said, I guess, but Yeah, that was the strongest part for me, for sure. Like that planet was everything that happened on that planet, I could feel the most of it out of
Really?
anything. Yeah, and it got a little like after that, like nothing was as strong or as intense. Maybe because of that planet, or maybe because I just have like a short attention span.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I was surprised because, like, in that last place we were at, we were inside that big, I don't know if it was a sun or whatever you want to call it, but I was expecting that place to be like super intense, like coming up to it. It just seemed like something that would be, but it wasn't at all.
No, it was very subtle. It
Yeah,
was I couldn't even really tell what was there, and I feel like I don't know, maybe because it was in another galaxy or something. It was just like something we can't even interpret.
yeah.
I don't know, it was weird, but I was also like losing the connection a little because like I started getting a little worried about what time it was and if anyone was coming home and like
It was a really
hearing
long
noise.
session, and I was having those types of feelings on and off as well, going, God, am I taking her too long? Is she going to run out of juice on me? And that's probably right when you were.
And yeah, and I have like a really short attention span, so even if I'm in like a zone like that, it's like I'm like, oh, okay, are we gonna be done? I mean, I didn't want to like I wanted to keep doing it, but some part of me is like, can we do something else now?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we
yeah.
can run around outside. We go play in the snow.
Right, right. No, I was feeling all that as well.
Yeah,
Um, but
from
like
me.
the thing that
So
kept me going, like, normally I probably would have cut it shorter, honestly. But I mean, it's just like so much good shit, like so good.
was that your longest one? Like, how long do you usually go?
Uh, I don't know that one I did with where I put half of it out as Gaia. That
Yeah.
was 2.5 hours of having the client under, and I had to call that one off. She could have gone all day, right? But I was just like, I am burnt out, and my brain is taking all the new knowledge it could take for a day. And
Yeah,
um,
that was a crazy one.
when I hit stop on this, I'll find out how long this one's been. But I honestly, I find that I slip into no time a lot. And
Oh,
like where time will just go by on me, and I don't know how much has, and I don't have a good feeling for it. And even right now, I can't tell you other than that it was long. But I remember there was a couple times in there I thought, I'm going to have to make this one into 3 videos. Like, it's not even going to be able to be one.
yeah. All
Somebody
right.
else to take in one setting.
Yeah.
So, we'll see what it looks like in the editing phase. I don't feel like there was anything that I'm going to need to get rid of in any way, though.
No, it wasn't personal really that I can remember, but yeah, even if it was a little bit, I don't care. But
There's nothing. And it was all new and unique stuff, like to a guy like me that's been around and been studying this stuff for years and years and years, and still a lot of it was unique to me. So I feel like it'll be really useful and helpful to a lot of different people. This part might help this person, and that part might help this person, and you know what I
oh,
mean?
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do people like go into different levels of trance? Like, I don't know. I feel like some of the people I've watched in videos, maybe I don't know. I was pretty conscious the whole time, even
Um,
though
I've seen variations just with the people that I've had sessions with. Um, I've, but everybody, literally everyone comes out and they're like, "Oh, I remember all of it. Right? I was right there."
yeah.
And that,
Okay, I remember it all too, I think.
and it's part of the Suzanne's methodology and the way she approaches QC or quantum healing. When I was taking the class, I was like, I don't know, Suzanne, man. I look at some of your people, they don't seem that deep to me. And like,
Yeah.
I have a little bit of a background in hypnosis, and I'm like, I want to just put them so
You
far under that when they come out, they're like, I hope you hit record because I don't know a single thing that happened. And she says, no, it's not what we want. It's because what will happen is A, I'm forcing and pushing, right? When instead of allowing.
yeah.
And B, the other thing that is I'm complete. It's a potential conflict of interest or a violation of free will in a sense, because what's supposed to happen is what the higher self wants to happen, right? And so if
Yeah.
I'm pushing them, to be deeper and to have like a trippier experience or whatever it might be, to go where I want them to go. That's not why they came to me.
Yeah.
Right? But I can't say, they teach you this in Reiki, right? You can't say that you healed somebody, because now you're disempowering that person.
Yeah.
You use the energy of source, which is available to them, and you're merely a conduit, and they can use it anytime themselves they want.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. If I'm trying to, it's like me as an ex-car salesman, I'm like, or I think of it as like you're working at a widget factory. You're just like, here's point A and here's point B, and what's the fastest way there, and what's the most efficient way to get there every single time, so I can just go stamp, 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 right? And that's not how it's supposed to be, right? It's not about me. It's not about what I want to do. It's not where I want my people to be. At what level of trance do I want them? See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I've been fighting that, because I still, even though I've been told that over and over, still it's just my natural inclination to want to have control over it and to say, no, they came to me for a reason. They knew what I was going to do to them, and I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So every session has been mind blowing. So I don't feel like I need to tweak it too much.
Yeah. Oh, wait, you said you had a background in hypnosis? Like, what
Well,
do you mean?
I like took a correspondence class for it was a 2.5-year class, and I took 2 years of it before I ran out of money.
Oh, so like for what kind of?
I wasn't never wanting to make people quit smoking and lose weight, so I just never pursued it. I was just interested in hypnosis. And that was like
Oh, okay.
10 years back.
But those people, they go in like more of a trance state or something?
Well, because there's different states of consciousness. You got alpha, beta, theta, gamma, somnambulist,
Yeah.
and all those states of consciousness correspond to a certain wavelength, how fast the mind waves are traveling at a certain time. So it goes
Yeah.
like beta is like you're walking around state. Alpha is like if you're sitting at a stoplight and you're kind of zoned out, or when you're daydreaming, or when you just drove somewhere and you don't remember driving there, right? You slip into that sort of natural hypnosis in and out of the day.
Yeah.
And so is like theta and gamma are much more deeper. And that's where I was kind of fighting with Suzanne. I was like, man, let me just tell me theta or gamma, which one's going to work better, right? Because I in my mind, theta is where you're supposed to reach the higher self, and gamma is where you would actually just be God. And so my feeling is I'm just like, well, where do I want to go today, and which one do I want to put them in? But then, I mean, look at all the stuff we would have missed, right?
Yeah.
If it was going just to whatever I wanted to do with people. And sure, it would be cool too.
Yeah.
But it's just this process of unfolding and watching it all happen and learning is very valuable too. So, and like I say, everybody that I've done, they'll like 2 days from now, you're gonna be like, dude, that was freaking life changing. Like that's what they normally say. They're like, I've been opened up, I have been activated in a new way. I have a much better connection with all of these entities that we talked today. This is what the feedback I'm getting. But by the same token, they'll get up and they'll be like, oh, I remember it all. You don't even need to send a video.
Yeah.
So as you sit there and you integrate and process, and of course I will send you a video because it's just too much.
Yeah.
But in the state you're in, I think it was the perfect state, and I'm very, very happy with the results.
Oh, good. Me too.
And I think you're going to be feeling great moving forward. Maybe take a shower and a nap or something, and get a bite.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the sauna. I'm really excited. We have a sauna here. That's really why I'm here.
Your skin is your third kidney.
What?
Yeah, so you have 2 kidneys, and whenever there's too much to process, it pushes it up through the skin, and it comes out that way.
That
And
is true.
yeah, so your skin is your third kidney, and so it's good to go into that sauna and get the stuff from the lymphatic system to kind of come out through the pores.
Oh yeah, I mean, I go in there like every other day.
Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll be in touch. I'll send you a video as soon as I can.